How long will Ripple's lawsuit against the SEC last? Which new Ripple partner will be able to influence the situation in court? We will answer these questions in today's video. The cryptocurrency industry is waiting with bated breath for the summary ruling in the ongoing legal conflict between Ripple and the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. As a result, there's been a great deal of attention and discussion about the case and its potential effects on the regulation of digital assets in the United States. In light of this, the SEC has increased its regulatory control of the cryptocurrency sector in the last week, prompting strong criticism from certain industry players who fear the agency's approach may be biased. U.S. defense attorney and frequent commenter on the Ripple and SEC cases James Filan has renewed his request for SEC Chairman Gary Gansler to step down, following the SEC's crackdown on staking. Paxos, a cryptocurrency startup, is being sued by the SEC on the issue of its Binance USD stablecoin. The regulator has determined that the stablecoin is a security that was issued in violation of the law. It's important to remember that the SEC is also suing Ripple for offering XRP tokens as unregistered securities. In this passage, attorney John Deaton for the XRP holders in the SEC action criticized the deceptive nature of the securities classification. Most cryptocurrencies are deemed securities by Gary Gansler and the SEC, who maintain a singular emphasis on the token. Tokens are not securities, but the issue is that important and knowledgeable individuals are spreading the false narrative that they are. Deaton also praised Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong for his statement that the company's staking services do not constitute securities. Meanwhile, Deaton has joined another class action complaint against Ripple in which investors accuse the firm and its CCO, Brad Garlinghouse of Marketing's RP, as an unregistered securities and demand compensation for their losses. For their part, the plaintiffs have asked the court to label XRP a security. Deaton has decided to file an amicus brief in this matter. Ripple's general counsel, Stuart Alderoty, has called the SEC's handling of the lawsuit against the company misguided. As with the SEC, Deaton called their reasoning inconsistent and schizophrenic when it came to the idea of a common industry. He further noted that the court has the option to rule against a summary judgment. In addition, the crypto community has been following the dispute between the SEC and the blockchain-based sharing platform Elbri with great interest, despite the fact that the final decision of the case is still up for debate. In this case, the SEC filed a lawsuit against Elbri because the company was selling LBC tokens without first registering with the SEC. The court, however, determined that LBC tokens are only securities when sold directly to the public. After the verdict in favor of Elbri, calls for the relisting of XRP have increased. Particularly, XRP supporters have been petitioning Coinbase and Binance Us to bring back the coin. With more and more people getting behind this cause, it makes you wonder whether they'll be able to get the exchanges to relist XRP. The SEC case is still underway, and it is unknown whether the regulator would push out the timeframe for a summary judgment over the currently projected date of March 2023. Even though the company's future is clouded by legal ambiguity in the United States, Ripple has continued its rapid expansion in other countries. David Schwartz, Ecto of Ripple, has become a Twitter sensation. The Ripple executive and XRP ledger developer made a remark about urinating in a pool in a tweet yesterday, prompting the reaction. Schwartz writes, "I was informed that as long as nobody is really near to you in a pool full of people, nobody would know that you did. I see now that this holds true only if you are in the pool." The crypto and XRP communities have responded in droves to the humorous tweet. It has been speculated by a few Twitter users that the Ripple executive's message may have some hidden significance. As a result, there have been attempts to establish connections to sources of liquidity. Unfortunately, there seem to be no such obvious links. Note that, as was previously reported, XRP Ledger engineers are now testing a native automated market maker, AM. Schwartz claims the AM's features, such as facilitating single-side liquidity provision, set it apart from other similar products. In contrast, those who found the joke funny but who didn't interpret any deeper significance posted anecdotes and memes as responses. Even yet, it's worth noting that the tweet has earned praise from an unlikely source, Cardano creator Charles Hoskinson. We should also note that Hoskinson's relationship with the XRP is tense. Notably, he has been at conflict with the community in the past due to remarks he made about the purported settlement date for Ripple and comments he made regarding the links between officials at the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission and Ethereum. Due to the poisonous and petty nature of the XRP community, Hoskinson said in December that he would no longer be making any more comments on the subject. Furthermore, he said that he had no qualms about severing ties with the community since XRP had no technical or business value. Recently, Ripple to David Schwartz and Bitcoin advocate Tuur Demeester had a Twitter debate over whether or not Ethereum IOU was superior than Microsoft and Swift shares. Demeester sparked the discussion with a tweet regarding the Howey test, a legal standard for determining whether or not a certain investment becomes a security. Demeester argued that ETH passes the Howey test because it is a pooled investment in which the returns depend on the efforts of others. I don't understand what you're saying precisely, Schwartz said. You're claiming that ETH represents a joint financial investment in a shared venture. They got their ETH straight from ETH, you say? Eleanor Terrett, a Fox Business journalist, predicts a major SEC announcement tomorrow. Ripple's CSIC case is nearly finished. Everything has been briefed, according to attorney James K. Filon and Judge Annalisa Torres will make the decision. Before the court ruling, attorney John E. Deaton, who represents thousands of XRP holders as a friend of the court, recently argued that an out-of-court settlement is unlikely. Following the Lelbry decision and the Fox collapse, the lawyer believed the regulator would fight to the bitter end. As a result, he anticipates a settlement only after a court stays a jury trial and hears appeals. However, since the attorney made this prediction, the Lelbry case has changed. After supporting Naomi Brockwell's motion to limit the SEC's remedies, the judge clarified his ruling that Lelbry credit sales were securities and did not apply to secondary market sales, according to the attorney. According to the attorney, the judge forced the SEC to admit that investment contract assets are not securities. As we await the court's decision, Ripple's general counsel compared the SEC's case to the Chinese spy balloon shot down by the U.S. military. This is something Terrett suggests. It comes after Bloomberg reported that the top cryptocurrency exchange is being investigated by the SEC for selling unregistered securities to Americans. According to unnamed sources, the investigation is nearing completion and a settlement may be reached in the coming days. Kraken is the third largest spot crypto exchange, according to CoinMarketCap, with $629 million, traded in the last 24 hours. It provides 221 different cryptocurrencies. The report does not specify which of these are considered securities by the U.S. market regulator. The views of the SEC chair on cryptocurrencies explain the reported SEC claims. Gary Gansler believes that, with the exception of Bitcoin, most cryptocurrencies are securities. The SEC charged Gemini and Genesis Trading earlier this year with offering and selling unregistered securities through Gemini's Earn program. On February 8 at 11 p.m., UTSA Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong tweeted that he had heard rumors that the SEC would prohibit retail investors from staking cryptocurrency. If true, Coinbase's CEO believes it will be detrimental to the United States. Running blockchains with users, according to Armstrong, improves scalability, security, and carbon footprint. Armstrong also asserts that staking is risky. The CEO of Coinbase has once again called for clear crypto rules to avoid suffocating us technology. Armstrong argued that the SEC's enforcement only approach drives businesses overseas, citing the failure of facts. Staking compensates users for securing crypto assets in order to validate blockchain transactions. Cardano allows for non-custodial liquid staking without tying up funds. The SEC considers cryptocurrency a stake in its jurisdiction. According to Gansler, Ethereum's transition to POS could make it a security. Staking is charged by cryptocurrency exchanges. In January, Coinbase was the second most popular Ethereum network staking service with 12.8 of 16 ETH staked. As a result, prohibiting retail staking could harm the company's revenue. The SEC is also looking into Coinbase for selling unregistered securities to customers in the United States. According to the SEC's insider trading case against a former Coinbase project manager and two others, 9 of Coinbase's cryptocurrencies are securities. If the SEC prohibits retail crypto staking, investors may shift to less censored decentralized services like Lido,